Nowadays, you've been hearing the term nonchalant being thrown around a lot more than how it was in previous years, right? I have, so I know you have. And the thing about it is, a lot of people see it as like new fad, a new trend, or a new way to like a way to act in order to get like women or to seem cool or to put on this act of being mysterious or ambitious or whatever the case may be, anonymous, when in reality people don't really know the like what nonchalantness is really rooted from. People look at it as, oh, I can use this to leverage or get girls. No, it's something deeper, and the people that are truly nonchalant know what it is, because and I know because I'm one of them. Nonchalantness is actually very deeply uprooted from so many negative experiences. So, not so many, but nonchalantness is rooted from negative experiences that people have had in their lives. And people like me and people like you and the others on the other side of this screen who have had these experiences that have kind of shifted them and transitioned them into the form of nonchalantness. And I'm going to break down exactly kind of what those are based on my experience. And if you can relate to it, let me know down below. Or let me know your story of how your nonchalantness kind of happened subconsciously, because you don't, for me, I didn't realize it. It kind of just happened. A lot of people tend to force it, or like I said, act when they're not really nonchalant, because they just want to be able to use it as a way to manipulate people, when people are really nonchalant due to the true root and the true cause of how it happened. So for me, nonchalant kind of breaks down to being disappointed by so many people, or caring a lot and then not getting that same thing reciprocated. And funny, a backstory to how this video came about. Famous Instagram guy, comedian, I can't say his last name, I'm probably gonna butcher it, but Joe Routh, or however you say it. Funny dude. His videos are so relatable. But I had just saw the video he made about how that one friend became nonchalant or whatever, and I watched it and I laughed so hard because I could completely relate to it. And then I read the comments. A lot of people were saying like it's so sad how it's sad, but it's true. And the way so many people relate to it is funny, but it's also sad because. And then when I started reading those comments, I understood exactly what they meant, because the truth is it comes from negative experiences that we've had. So in my personal experience, I've been disappointed by a lot of people. I put a lot of care into things. I've cared a lot about things or people, and it wasn't reciprocated. And then after doing that for so many times, you begin to not care anymore. You begin to become numb to a lot of those emotions, a lot of those things. You begin to expect disappointment from people. That way, you aren't disappointed, or you begin to care a lot less, because when you did care, nobody cared, or they spat in your face and just basically showed you that they kind of gave you a big fuck you, and it's not a good feeling. So we so you know we built a bias to it, and this is what human psychology is. We built a bias to these negative experiences to a point where we learn and we taught ourselves that if we don't care, or we learn to be disappointed, we can't be hurt when other people don't care, or when we are disappointed, because we prepare. It's kind of like the quote, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It's kind of like that quote, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, in order to avoid those negative experiences again. And that's something that kind of happens subconsciously. Like I said, human psychology builds bias based on experiences. That's how we learn. Knowledge is kind of rooted from bias. So those experiences create a negative bias in our head, a negative stigma towards these certain things. But we learn as humans to adapt and to learn to avoid that same feeling. We learn to just stop caring altogether, to completely remove that feeling, so that we never had to experience that again. So me being disappointed by like friends, family members, is always happened. Being told one thing and it not happen, people not standing on their word, and you trust them wholeheartedly and they don't fall through on it. It begins to just lower your expectations for the people around you that tell you things. You begin to not become so much of a believer, but you have to see it. You don't trust too many people anymore, and that is kind of one part of it. And then the other part is you caring a lot about people. And this happens a lot, especially in relationships and friendships and things of that nature. So like in relationships, you can love your female more than she loves you, or you can love your boyfriend more than he loves you, whatever the case may be. And you're showing you showing how you feel, you showing that care unconditionally, you're showing that love unconditionally. You're giving, and trusting that they're going to do the same for you. And then they just turn around and spit in your face and treat you like shit, or don't give the same care, or don't give the same reciprocation that you were given to them. And in turn, after you get out of that, it begins to just take a toll on your mental. And you're either going to stay in it and just deteriorate, or once you leave, it's going to change you forever. You're going to be like, I never want to experience that again. But if you never heal from the hurt, you will continue to hurt anybody you come into contact with, whether that's a relationship, a situationship, a friendship, or even family members. So you need to heal from it. So for all of you that want to be nonchalant, don't be, because in reality, the dark side of it that nobody ever talks about is that nonchalantness is rooted in disappointment and negative experiences that people have gone through, and they've only created biases and created judgments to know how to move and adapt, to never feel that pain again, to never go through those negative experiences again.